So positive. He does throw the disc really well.
He does. Well, the one he just throws into the ocean to be gone forever.
There was one brand new disc in which he just threw it into. You know, he seems like a guy that would like the Turtles, not shit on. Not just shit on.
It's
Turtles.
like, here's my cool new disc. I don't give a shit about it. Get it out of the ocean.
Is that a pearl? Oh no, that's a neck. That's a dragon around his neck. My bad.
But yeah, no, this costume, like the song is fine. I'm all for AA songs. But this costume here and him making a video, that is a direct result of somebody who's never been bullied. And there is no fear of being thrown in a trash can right there, and there should be.
I disagree. There shouldn't be any fear of being thrown in a trash can. I think we're better off with fewer bullies. See, look at this boy fling that.
It's a great throw, but then it's followed up by him wagging his tail.
I would say he can fling that thing, but when that thing is his tail, I'm not that. I'll be into it, not into it, not into it. Sorry.
I can get behind the floss dance. It's the Pokemon.
You know what I was thinking?
Outfit.
We're 3 minutes into this experience, and I'm thinking this would be a fine length for a song right now. That's my most solid thought.
It's
Every second that goes by, actually, I think this song would be much better if it just ended right now. Like this ended the flight. Like if this just ended.
Yeah, that should be the ending.
That's a great end.
Great throw.
Yeah. The disc looks sick.
Great little pose.
The stamp is sick.
And then he ruins it with that silly fucking costume again.
Is he injured still or what? Like, he seems to be really giving it full.
I mean,
that seemed like way more than 80%. And he's throwing on the sand. Not great for the soft joints. Just saying.
I don't know. I feel like maybe during his time off, he's been smoking a little too much weed.
This is not weed. This is very, very large
Mushrooms?
dose of mushrooms. Yeah.
This is mushrooms. I'm going to go out in the forest and Superman out of my Pokemon costume at my dude. I mean, I could also just be jealous. This has, 28,000 views?
Let me ask you this. You are a woman. And
I'm a woman now?
I'm just saying, if you can, put yourself in that. You're a woman.
Okay.
And if there's any women that happen to watch the podcast, welcome. Thank you for watching.
Hi.
There's only 20 people that watch, so bound to be
Odds
one
are
or
low.
two.
Yeah.
Odds are low, but we hope there's a couple out there.
Oh, he's flapping. I missed the flapping.
Oh, the flapping of the wings is cool.
Yeah.
But women out there, women, is this... So there used to be a thing where a guy was in a music video and you'd see Anthony Kiedis, and then all the chicks love the Red Hot Chili Peppers because Anthony Kiedis looks good without a shirt off and he's got his long hair and he's like, give it away now. It's a
no.
Do women see this and go
Well,
I feel things in my
okay.
What's really happening?
Okay, through my woman's eye, I see Eagle. He's fit. He's got the fake glasses. That's kind of hip.
Yeah, the blue blocker glasses nonstop is.
But then he pops in with that onesie dragon suit, and I just want to give him a sippy cup full of milk and put him to bed. Yeah, I want to keep him. Take him home to his mommy.
You know how they say James Bond is a guy that girls want to get with and guys want to be like?
Okay.
That is the opposite of that sentiment. I don't want to be rude and figure out how to say that, but the opposite of that
girls
is how that makes me feel. Yeah,
and
girls want
guys
nothing to do with, and
want him to
guys
stop.
want nothing to do with. Yeah.
Want to be the opposite of it. I don't know, man. I would love to have the confidence to throw on a onesie and go flap my little wings out in the forest. It's a beautiful place where he's at.
So I feel like Rigdon has one side story that might clarify the intentions.
Rigdon smiled way too much through that
he liked
video.
it.
You love that
I
video,
guarantee
didn't
Rigdon
you?
liked it.
I really liked it a lot. Honestly, it's one of the coolest things I've seen in days.
Since
You
the
poor
Hawk Tua
shelter.
girl popped up. Since some girl said to spit on that thing. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, man.
But really, you liked it, right?
Yeah, I think it was amazing, honestly. I think
Do you
he
think
wanted it to go viral, and it did to some extent. And if he had just made a standard video trying to highlight a disc, it would just be... It would have gotten a lot of views because it's Eagle McMahon showing off a new disc, but it wouldn't have gotten the
We wouldn't
impact.
be talking about it.
Exactly.
100%. So do you think he did this? Do you think he trolled and did something that he knew was kind of cringy and bad, and just leaned into that hardcore, like literally devised the cringiest, most talk shit about it video he could, and then just threw the disc really well within it, and that's how we got here.
I feel like that was arrogance and mushrooms. That was pure arrogance, and that was him going, I can do whatever I want. People are going to watch it.
Yeah, for him, I hope so. I hope that was all intentional.
I hope it was intentional too. If it was not intentional, if he was just like, you know what would really slap? You know what? I'm going to, you know what? I got it. Just show up with a camera and we are going to make some magic. And the director's like, what do you mean? He's like, there's a place in the mountains. It's magical. Just come with the camera. I'll do the rest. He's like, what do you mean?
We're going
do
to
the
fly
rest?
Together.
And next thing he's over there flapping his wing,
wagging his tail. Ugh,
Yo,
Eagle,
I don't know.
Eagle, I love
having
you, but come on,
done
man.
a lot of production, I mean, I've shot a lot of different weird things. Early in my career, I shot some very weird things. I don't know if I could have held the camera pointing at a child wagging his onesie tail in a circle and walked away feeling good about it.
I mean, he's not a child; he's an adult. But I don't know if that makes it better.
No.
Tell his face.
Yeah, look at the video.
Okay.
That's a child.
Tell
That's
his face.
no self-respecting man.
If he takes his glasses off, he is 8 years younger. He is so. I mean, the guy had his sunglasses look. He wears the same frame sunglasses as he does blue blocker sunglasses. I'm not convinced those are.
like
Those are not even. Those are not even readers. Like, don't come at me, bro.
How old is he? How old is Eagle McMahon? Like, I know
21?
I'm super
I can
old
look.
compared to.
I can look it up.
Yeah,
But I think he's like
How
20.
old
I
is
think he's,
Eagle McMahon?
there we go.
Any guesses?
22.
Yeah.
No, he's probably 23 or 24 by now.
Eagle Wynn McMahon is an American professional disc golfer from Boulder, Colorado. His 53 wins. How old is he, Wikipedia?
That doesn't. Yeah. Wikipedia is like.
How tall do you think he is?
Can't talk shit against people. under
6
18.
foot.
6'3".
Yeah, I was gonna
Whoa,
say,
he's
got that tall,
26.
lanky-
He's
26.
26, guys.
26.
He's born in 98.
Yeah. That's again no bullies. He grew up in a world with no bullies, and
Yeah, probably.
it's pretty cool. But if,
Yeah.
in a world with bullies,
Here's what I'll give
Ones he
Eagle
doesn't
McMahon
fly.
credit for. 3 things. 1, you created something, put it out in the world. Always mucho respect for that. So that's aside. 2, you've given us no less than 4 minutes, 5 minutes of
content.
content
Thank you,
here.
Eagle.
Shout out, homie. Appreciate that. We needed it today. And then 3, and I think this is the big one. It's like I am not worried about Eagle McMahon like stealing my girl ever.
Again.
Like there's like I wonder if he's got testosterone problems. Even like maybe like the reason why his like what was it, his elbow right? Maybe it's just like
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
just
man.
low T.
Maybe he's like because he used to have such a bad temper, and that's the thing is it doesn't fit.
Oh,
the
I
temper,
totally
the
forgot
Eagle McMahon
that
temper
Eagle McMahon
that
used to
I'm
have
familiar with.
his fits.
This is the
That's
guy
right.
who punched the ground and broke his hand, right?
That's
Like,
right. I think his injury right now is actually still based from poor celebration. He's like the Gronkowski or whatever the Adrian, the guy from Tampa Bay.
banged his head on the.
No, he celebrated, he jumped up, and he slipped and blew out his ACL, the kicker.
Yeah. I don't remember that.
I don't remember either. But anyway, welcome to the Barely Stable podcast.
Yeah. Welcome to the show, everybody. Now, can I want just a little bit more? That was an AI song. Like he had an AI. come up
Totally
with that.
AI song. Yeah.
And my biggest issue with it, as crazy it is and as silly as it is, he's Eagle, he's young, he's really good at disc golf. It's got 28,000 views. The song sucks.
I thought he just said he liked the song, that the song was fine.
the
That he would be
video-
fine with it if it wasn't for the video. Didn't he say that? Don't we have him on video saying that?
Maybe.
Play it
Super
back.
Cup.
Play it back.
I've had some time to think about it. For an AI song, our friend Lee has sent me 10 songs talking shit directly about me, all better than that one. We've had
I totally
6 or-
disagree. That's 4.5 minutes of a coherent song that has like a repeating chorus. Like, don't get me wrong, the Lee AI, it's the next level of shit talking to one of your friends is getting
shit singing. It's shit singing.
Shit singing. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
And also, past 5, 6, 7 episodes, Rigdon's been putting AI songs at the end.
Yeah, now I just need to dress up like a dragon and start dancing around
well,
at the end of
every
our
one of
Including
those
the
songs-
banger. I mean, the good one is the Ace.
The solo ace.
The solo Ace.
Solo Ace is amazing.
Amazing. That's a banger track.
Yeah.
I
All of them better than Eagles.
I think AI songs and AI in general, this is why it's good. Like, this is a good use scenario. Like, to be able to write a little jingle that talks shit to your friend really quick. Like, could we pull the guitar off the wall and do that? Sure, but that takes a lot of time and effort and equipment, and like it'll never sound as good as what the AI just literally shits out after giving it like hey,
prompt.
Freeberg is a bear and farts too much, or whatever the song input was.
The best one he had was him making fun of me not being able to do a run up on my forehand.
That's what it
called
was. Yeah.
Standstill.
Standstill, yeah.
And I'll stand by that. I'll die on that hill. That thing's a fucking banger.
But all pretty good. The Eagle one, I thought the only thing that had going for it was the song was like not terrible. The beginning, I am a demon and these are my discs, a little over the top.
See, I could have got behind that if it went more like an anime style. Like if he would have just not had the onesie and just been out there. But then we went and got the wing shots of the tail. So I don't know, man.
You know what I think we do? I think we try to get the behind-the-scene footage of the video shoot with Eagle, and we try to get to the bottom of this and see whether or not it was on purpose or if it was something that like he's trolling us, or are we? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I'm amazed there was not more camera shaking with them laughing, because I don't know how you shoot that.
Oh, there's
and
real
not
good stabilization.
giggle. Yeah.
It's really good. Stabilization. It's
You know,
excellent.
you want to know
Software.
what else I think we should do?
What's that?
Start the episode.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought we were going.
Coming in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is
yeah.
the
yeah.
show
If
not
you were
going?
enjoying this content and you didn't like how Rigdon just stifled us, go ahead and leave a comment below.
Is the episode going?
No, the episode's going. That was just
Are
a way
we
of like
making a
let's-
podcast?
I was just trying to seamlessly
segue
in a funny way. I was trying to segue us.
Oh,
out of
Yeah.
Let me help you with that. So we were watching that Eagle video. It was a very bitchin' location. They shot it on location. That was the best thing about it. I would
Eagle
say
is in the mountains.
how beautiful it was there.
Crazy.
And that leads us to our topic today: disc golf travel.
Oh, right. What
Yeah. Traveling.
Hey, right on time.
Yeah, I got you, Rigo. I got you, baby.
So, disc golf travel, there's two ways typically you're traveling for disc golf. Either it's the first way, which is probably most common, in that like you're going someplace and you're going to be there for 2 or 3 days, and there's disc golf there, which is just about everywhere in America now. So you bring some discs with you, even though it's like a business trip or family trip or whatever. And then the second way is you're going on a disc golf vacation, or you're traveling for disc golf, meaning like you and the boys are going to go hit up Emporia or Austin or some other great Charlotte, some other great travel disc golf city, and go hit we were making a list of all the courses here in Austin. There are 18 premium 18-hole courses here in Austin. I mean, like,
Yeah, we're
the
very
list,
spoiled.
we're so spoiled. Like,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable how many courses we have here. But you go to a city, you travel, you want to enjoy all those courses. How do you what's the best way to bring discs to that location? Now, I think in general, and I think I'm getting more and more on board with this just if I had an in the bag now, I would have fewer discs than I had a couple weeks ago, way fewer discs than a month ago, and I think that trend will continue. But I think traveling, it's even, not say more fun, but it's more efficient to go with fewer than more discs. Like, less is probably more.
Absolutely.
Like, do you need your disc golf bag while you're on the road? No, you really just need like a drawstring bag that you can throw like 5, 6, 7 discs in, and you can take that drawstring bag and go have a great time on any course.
Yep.
Maybe we'll talk a little bit later about what 5 or 6 discs you bring if you can only bring a few with you. But there are some good options if you're trying to bring a lot of discs. And the one that, again, I probably didn't need this. We traveled to Salt Lake City and just traveled to Charlotte. And Grip has this huge bag.
Grip travel bag.
It's enormous, right? Like, and inside there is a whole column for discs, and then you can put this little platform down, and there's a lot of room. Like, I don't know if you want to poke around in there, but
if I had a dragon costume, we'd be singing about this bastard right now.
Right? So on each
this is
side,
awesome, and it's all discs all through the bottom here. I don't know.
Yeah. So
if you guys can see.
There you go.
Yeah, you can put in. I think there's like. I think there's 22, 24 discs in there right now. There's 2 big pouches on the end for shoes. That was the biggest thing for me, was like being able to put like your stinky disc golf shoes on the end. And then a few more discs or some other towels or whatever. But like, you could feasibly travel with all your disc golf gear in the duffel bag. But what I noticed is still the issue if you bring that as your bag is you still need a bag to go play disc golf in. That's not necessarily.
That's a little much for a round. Yeah.
Right. So like this seems like more an option if I was like a pro disc golfer and I had my bag with all my discs in it. This would be all my fieldwork discs and like extras of the discs I needed if I was traveling via plane instead of like my bus or my.
Yeah. But and it's big enough where if you don't use it for all your discs, like if you just put like 7 or 10 discs in there, you could cram a little mini bag and like the rest of and that could just be your bag that you travel with.
Yeah, it's a great bag. It's got great features.
Small enough for carry-on?
Yeah, it works. It fits in that carry-on thing. So what I ended up doing is I took this bag and then my smallest disc golf bag, and I just used it as like a backpack. It had a couple discs in there, but like it just had my putters in there basically. But like everything else in there was like some extra clothes, snacks, my computer, shit like that. And basically just emptied that out when I got to the hotel, put some discs in there from here and use those 2. But how can I put this? Having had to go from one end to the airport and the other, having something with wheels is essential in an airport. Like, I don't know, like if you're traveling in the airport and you need wheels, if I could give Grip one suggestion, let the biggest bag have 2 little wheels on one end so that I can grab they have so many awesome handles, but if I could grab the 2 handles
and drag it along
and pull it along, it would have been amazing.
There you go. Lola's pissed.
Lola,
cat.
Oh, it's definitely the white cat.
Yeah.
The intensity, like the anger. Do you hear the anger?
White cat.
That's white
White
cat
cat
anger.
anger for sure.
White
Racist,
cat anger.
super racist. If you're a white cat out there, shout out. Lola hates you. Like for real hates you. Like don't come near our cul-de-sac. But anyway, a couple of considerations, like having your dry bag, having a couple towels. Those little things that like you kind of just count on having in your bag, I did not think about too well when I traveled the first time a couple months ago. What are your essentials when you travel for it?
You know, I've traveled a couple times. It's the same thing. It's like you want your discs, and like you said, we'll go over like what discs we have a little bit later. But unless I'm going somewhere cold, I'm gonna need a towel. I'm gonna need a dry bag. I'm gonna need my little rag that I stick in my pocket to help dry my hand pre-dry bag. And so you're right. There's a lot of stuff, and for me, it's like also like I like to have an extra T-shirt or 2.
Yeah.
You know, in case I get super disgusting or have to do anything. I do have a funny story about traveling with discs. So we went to Vegas. And we were going to Vegas, and the championship course was out there, and so we're like, we're gonna play it and everything. What I got was like a little jam bag, one of the little short round ones, and I stuffed it in my regular bag that also had my laptop and a lot of my clothing. It was carry on. I don't travel super heavy, but it went through the airport. I went through the scanner and everything, and they like pulled me to the side. And they're like, we're going to take you. And they take me in my bag, and they took me to a back room. And of course, all my idiot friends are like, cavity search. And I'm like, no. But we get back there, and it's like one guy was super serious. And then another guy just
Was he the one that did the cavity search?
There was no cavity search.
I would prefer the person doing the cavity search to be serious about it.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I think I'd want the happy guy, but no.
Is it like the same thing that like what type of?
Well, you can't fit a disc in there, at least in my experience. So, but what happened was like one guy was very serious.
Did you have things in a balloon and then inside of your like
discs? Dry bag? No. So the other guy shows up and he's like giggling, and he like opens the door. He's like, "Hey man, do you play disc golf?"
Because he's the Why is he giggling? Was he the one that?
Because he found out. He knew it was disc golf. He knew.
Oh, he was the one that.
Yeah, the guy that was laughing. Yeah, he like opened it. It was like, "Do you play disc golf?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
gaping?
man. I have 4 discs or 5 discs or whatever in my bag right now." And he like closed the door and they talk and they laugh and they're like, "Oh yeah, you can go." Like no cavity search required, but
he definitely said cavity search earlier, right?
Yeah, he did.
My friends were yelling that.
Feels like he's backing out of the whole cavity search thing now, but so there was no cavity search.
There was no cavity search.
That'd been a whole lot cooler if there was.
And then we went. I mean, depending on your perspective, but we ended up playing the course. We had a good time. But yeah, it was. There was a moment of fear leaving Austin
Because of the cavity search?
Yeah, because I thought there was going to be a cavity search over my discs for disc. That might have stopped disc golf.
Over your what?
Discs.
Discs.
And then, so on the way back, coming back through Vegas, I was very clear, like, yo, there are some they're plastic round disc golf discs in this bag. And they're like, yeah, okay. And then no cavity search in Vegas. So
At all?
At all.
The entire time you were there?
Well, I mean,
because what happens there, they say stays there.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's hard to trust anything you're saying.
Well, not at the airport.
Oh, the airport's outside. Okay. It's
Yeah.
technically Sunset Valley. All right, that's fair.
Nikki might have checked for something earlier in that week, but
does she check with her finger or her thumb?
oh,
That's the question.
and see.
Pause for edit.
I'm sorry, baby. I love you.
So what? Another fun thing we noticed when traveling, just a quick segue here, is when you travel to different places, discs fly much differently, like incredibly differently.
Correct.
Like, there is a new disc from Innova. It's called the Gorgon. It's awesome. It's I love it in the star plastic. It is exactly what you'd hope like a longer pushing straight disc would be. It has a little bit a turn, real consistent fade at the end, but like finishes straight, like it's a straight fade, it doesn't dump. It's like just it comes back, but it's working forward. It's a great disc. Here in Texas, in Salt Lake City, up in elevation, it was basically a fucking nuke or a Venom or a fucking
Raptor.
like a Grace. It was like not quite a Raptor. It didn't quite have like the maybe like a Jawbreaker Raptor where it just kind of straight but then dumped. Everything at elevation just dumped. Like I brought a bunch of heavy overstable discs, and that was what you might call a mistake. It was incorrect. It was not good. And then the few putters I had, like I had brought a Proxy and an Envy. 2 putters I feel like I throw all over the yard here in Texas, like easily 280, 300, like if I'm just out in the field, but like can count on 250. Right, like can throw a putter 250. Like I would bet anything. I couldn't have punted these fucking things that like they would not go 210, 220. I was like, I kept going, you sure that's 250 away? Like, everyone's like, yeah, that's 100% 250 away. And I was just like,
I can't get there.
50 short. I was like, I promise I throw better than this. And they're like, how heavy is that disc? And I would say like 170. So I'm like, why are you throwing something so heavy? Everyone's throwing like 150s, 160s discs, and the discs are flying quite normal. Yeah, normal. Yeah. Like they're turning, but everything at elevation was rough.
A lot more understable, a lot more lighter discs going on.
Although I was putting lights out at elevation, that's the only difference in the game.
Nice.
As opposed to here and not putting lights.
That might not have anything to do with elevation.
What's the opposite?
I've seen my boy turn on and off like a light switch with putts before. So
sometimes, but I think elevation helps. We'll count the elevation.
Elevation. Undefeated at elevation.
And then I think this leads us into like our last little segment here. But what are we calling it? Best in Texas is best.
Texas is best.
This time in Texas is best.
Big Tex energy.
It's windy in Texas basically every day. Like there's basically not a day in Texas where it's not windy. And we're not even in the windiest part of the state. We're in a mildly windy part of the state.
Yeah.
But never does the wind say calm. It's always like 5, 10, 15 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And honestly, if it's 5 or 10, it's not windy.
Yeah, don't care about it. Under 15, not even registering.
When you travel, it's like it touch. I've noticed that people are a little more wind sensitive, and I even noticed some people on the East Coast like didn't necessarily want to play certain courses
because of the wind.
Not what we would consider windy here. If it was that windy here, we would have got no one would even have mentioned the wind other than what direction do you think it is? Well, like that's the
in elevation. That's got to partially be because they're throwing 150 gram discs,
East Coast wasn't at elevation. East Coast was like in the Charlotte area.
Still,
yeah, it was. It's. How can I say? It's not like we're better than or like.
Yes, Texas is better than.
But Texas is just best.
Yeah. For disc golf.
I don't. We're gonna make a lot of people that listen outside of Texas upset when we say this, but if I had to just go take 10 random people from any one state and see if they could rip. I like the odds of Texas.
We had a theory, and this is something talked about a lot with a friend of the show, Ron Wagner, is that people in Texas, since there's so much disc golf here and we play so much, that we're better than our rating. So like a 900 player from Texas is probably a little better than a 900 player from the East Coast. Or
sometimes people see those people's names on a sign-up sheet and they get scared.
But
Freeway Buffalo.
Yeah.
Why are you so
Great
giggly?
Buffalo.
That was a good one. The ratings thing I think does come into play. I'd noticed at NADGT that some places I think are even maybe play higher than Texas or rated higher than Texas. But other places it was surprising to see people that were like 920 rated, like kind of.
Yeah.
Not
a lot of the NADGT when it was here, I felt like a lot of the Texas boys that we run around with scored a lot higher than their ratings,
yeah. I mean, even Colton Lawless, the kid, he fucking won MA1.
Crushed it.
Like he won. Oh, MA2, sorry.
Yeah.
He won.
Crushed it.
I think I played a round, one of the rounds with him maybe.
Yeah.
On his way to that kid. He's at Nationals right now. World or what's it called? Junior Nationals, right? That's what. And he won the skills competition.
That's pretty cool. Ooh. That's pretty cool. I still remember meeting him out at Moody's, and we're going up to hole 8 at Moody's, and it's a very long carry shot on the estimated profit over the water. And like all of us old guys, we're talking about like our layup and how we were going to put it, where we were going to put it before.
He was talking about layup.
100%. I was talking about layup. And that little turd who was like barely taller at the time than my waist, he walks up and he's like, "Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and throw over the water."
With a 7-speed.
With my leopard.
Yeah.
And he did. He skipped it off the hill under the basket, got it in a 2.
Yeah.
He eagled it.
He weighed the total of like 9 grasshoppers.
And the whole time I was worried that like his little backpack was going to knock him over, and it wasn't even like a grown-up backpack.
Oh, I think like if he threw the backpack on too quickly, he would fall down from like just the top of weight for sure. But luckily, his dad's awesome and caddies for him a lot. And I mean, imagine when he is just like I forget how old he is right now, but imagine just him at like 16, 17 when he's actually into like a man's body.
Yeah.
Or
when he's
length on him.
When he's 26, you could give him a blue dragon outfit and he can make an awesome music video.
Oh, Jesus. But also, good friend of the show, Tracy Deadman, Dead Dies, who we love, who's made our Baylor stable. He did Worlds recently and crushed out there. He did really good.
Oh, awesome! In 50.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Shout out Tracy.
So
also, I mean, just another shout out again. If you're looking for some good dye stuff, he just made an awesome wombat for the wombat at Innova, and I mean, it's so good. Every time you guys pull those out on the course, people always say something about them. They're awesome.
And I throw the crap out of the one that I have.
Yeah, Rigdon was throwing yesterday out of Sprinkle Valley, crushing it. Handful of little flexy forehands,
forever, man.
Yes, I was.
But the dye has held up really well. Like I've thrown it in the mud, I've thrown it into trees. I mean, you know how I throw.
Oh, absolutely. So, but still, I mean, just even in the sun, it just
really good.
Really holding up. There's speaking of out in the field, you guys were out at Northtown and filmed a little something.
Yep. We did a little snake video. I don't know if you remember episode 17. All those weeks ago, we talked to Steve, who had been bit by a diamondback, a western diamondback.
Yeah, crazy bite. And you guys went and did a little, was it 4 or 5 minutes?
Yeah. We went out and checked out Northtown, did a little, if you need to know anything about snakes, it's on there.
It's a really fun video. It's 5 minutes. It's hilarious from the jump. Rigdon edited the hell out of it.
Sick guitar riffs.
Sick riffs. Freeberg wrote a really fun and funny do's and don'ts, some tricks, a lot of good identification, a lot of good tricks on just like whether or not a snake is poisonous, like whether or not have anything to worry about. And then even like, I mean, the simple thing of like, just because you got bit doesn't mean necessarily you got venom. It could be a dry. I think all of my natural instincts were wrong in that don't move, don't tourniquet it, don't like. Yeah. So a lot of good information there. Make sure you check it out. It's also just, it's fucking hilarious. Check it out. And then if you got this far in the episode, I dare you to listen at least to the last part of the episode. You might find things that are...
little Easter egg, maybe.
Maybe hear it, maybe see it, maybe it's a
little funny stuff.
The credits are good, but even after the credits sometimes are.
Yes, if we have said anything incredibly stupid or weird or mentioned boobs, Daniel will cut that and put it at the end of the episode. So.
And we've probably been doing this for long enough for you to go back and check other episodes.
There's a few of them, they're pretty funny.
Check them out. So
also the AI songs are killer.
Bunch of AI songs, yeah. So like, not trying to say we were ahead of Eagle, but
we did do it.
Definitely did it way before. Yeah. Shout out Lee for inspiration. Yeah.
And I was bullied a little bit as a teenager and a child. So
I'm sorry that happened to you.
You'll never catch me in a dinosaur onesie. I feel like it helped create the totally happy person that I am today. You know what I mean? If I caught myself in a onesie, I think it would be your responsibility to kick my ass.
How does that make you feel? Good. Where's your father? Do you need a hug? I'm just kidding. That's interesting therapy talk, but I'm glad we could we could share.
Yeah.
The episode is now a success, and we are going to say that it's over. So
thanks
goodbye.
For being with us. Watch out for that iron leaf, and remember, just be cool.
Just be cool. Peace.
Wake up in the morning light, dragon suit, taking flight. Grab my discs, the golden ones. Hit the road, our journey's begun. Spikes and wings, how I glow. Disc golf everywhere we go. Forest parks, concrete jungles, growing plastic in our fun struggles.
I like it when Freeberg's in shit talking mode.